Hi, Creedmoor Gun Mart TV, and this is the CZ600. Interesting rifle. I did a review in Gun Mart on the original, and since then there have been some changes. Basically, there was a safety recall because of the fact that this is a switch barrel gun, and it was deemed by CZ that it was possible to put the barrel in wrongly, with the potential, I say only potential, of something rather unpleasant happening. So they decided to not make it a switch barrel anymore, which is a bit sad, but I'll explain later. But that's how it was. However, it's still one heck of a rifle. So out of 223 to start with, this is in 6.5 Creedmoor, so perhaps more interesting to people. So let's start from the top. The CZ600 replaces all their previous centerfire ranges. They are now gone, and the 600 does it all. There are 5 models in the range. This is the Alpha, has a sort of synthetic stock and comes in the most choice of barrels and caliber length. This is a 22-inch gun in 6.5 Creedmoor. What I call it's more of a general use gun, slightly heavier barrel. It's almost like a varmint target type gun. Right, from there on in you go down, you get the Ergo, which is a thumbhole stock, same material in green, slightly lighter barrel. You have the Range, which is again a heavy barrel with a laminate stock, adjustable, but heavy laminate stock, and it's more designed for sort of punching holes in paper and longer range shooting. The Trail is quite unique. It's got a sort of an AR-15 style chassis. It's a little 16-inch gun, and it's chambered in 223 Remington and 7.62x39, which is the old Russian cartridge. It's got a collapsible stock. It's one of those little guns. It looks quite cute. And finally, you get the Lux, which is the traditional walnut stocked hunting rifle. Some of the rifles come with Picatinny bases on the receiver. Some come with different sorts of scope mount, whereas the Trail comes with a full-length Picatinny rail, as would befit an AR-15 type chassis. Okay, this is the gun we're testing. So it's got a 1 in 7 twist rate, which should be good for 6.5 Creedmoor, which means you can shoot your heavier bullets with it. This barrel is 22 inches, medium heavy with a 15x1 thread. Weighs 3.3 pounds bare-backed. There's a 4-position trigger adjuster, which we'll see. There's a push-up, push-down safety, a little bit like the Sauer 202 safety. Capacity is 5 rounds in standard calibers, with a detachable polymer magazine, and you can lock the magazine in position, again quite useful. There's an unlocking button on the side which allows you to get the bolt out, but also if the action is cocked and the safety is on, you can press the button down and still open the gun up to unload. So it's a nice double safety feature. And that's pretty much it. The thing that really blows me away about it is the fact that the price for this particular model, according to the Imported Sportsman, is £1,126.99, which is an absolute steal. It would have been even nicer if CZ had sorted out the barrel change. Right, so if you know the Sauer 202 or the 404, the CZ600 uses a very similar barrel retention system. There's a couple of bolts in the front of the receiver that actually clamp the barrel into the receiver. The barrel is aligned with a lug, so it can't rotate or anything, and when the gun is locked, the bolt closed, it also retains the barrel back, and that's where you get your strength from. Because of this thing that happened, they decided that it was dangerous for the average shooter to have the ability to change barrels. I personally disagree, because I took the barrel on and off the 223 gun. I had a number of times and never had one single problem. But then again, I'm not CZ, and perhaps they were looking at lawsuits. And there you go. So what they've done is quite simple. The barrel is now glued in with some super adhesive, so you can't remove it. Well, you can, but if you do, you void warranties and things. However, the switch barrel facility to a degree is retained, because you can take this gun to a authorized CZ dealer and they have the authority to remove the barrel, which I imagine would be getting it's like a blowtorch on, playing it over the metal, and that will destroy the adhesive. Then they can pull the barrel off, clean it up, put the barrel on you want, and put it back, and then they'll re-adhesive it and lock it up again. And if required, the bolt head is changeable as well. For most people concerned here, the barrel is now fixed. Perhaps the only good thing about it is if you shot the barrel out You could then send it away to be rebarreled, and that would probably be a lot cheaper than sending your action away and getting a barrel cut for it, because you just get one off the shelf. The stock is a one-piece fibre and sort of polymer build. It's actually quite nice. It's ambidextrous butt completely, nicely scalloped out here, and these gripping inserts are here, here, and along both sides of the rifle. There's a very, very slight free float, and at the back is a rather fanciful looking recoil pad. Length of pull looks about 13.5 inches, which is very short, and I'm still trying to find out whether or not CZ offer inserts, which would be nice, because I sort of had to put the scope as far forward as I can in its own mounts, and it really is just about on the limit for me. We'll have to see. So the bolt, straight handle, cocks like so. If you look here, you can see when it's cocked, you have a cocked action indicator, and the safety catch is very interesting. It's taken off the SAR 202. If you see this little button here, see it's white there, it pushes up from underneath, and when you want to shoot, you just move your thumb forward, press it down, and bang, it's there and gone, which is very nice. You can see the Picatinny bases here, which come as standard on this model. Underneath is the magazine. Press the button here, mag drops free. It's a 5-round polymer, and if you look at the mag catch, I'll put the mag back in like so. You can press the mag catch forward, see the white mark, and in that position it's locked, which is, again, is quite useful. Moving to the trigger, trigger is nicely curved, mid-width, and if you look at that circular thing in front of it, if you can see it very carefully, that's the 4-weight adjuster. All you do is stick an Allen key in the middle and you rotate it to where it needs to be. It came from the box, probably 2.5–3 pounds, which I thought was just superb for me and for general hunting. So it's got one QD up front, one at the rear. This unit here is the bolt unlocking catch, and also it doubles up as a an unlocking catch. So if the gun is cocked like so, now that's in safe mode, as you can see, you can't fire it, but also you can't open the action, and all you do is push down on that lever, that button, and you can unload the action quite safely. I selected 3 rounds of ammo for it, all factory. First of all, there's Cellar & Bellot, which has been one of the all-time great finds in 6.5 Creedmoor. It's one of the cheapest rounds around, and they do a 131 and a 140 grain, and because of the popularity of the caliber, most people I know who shoot a 6.5 have been put onto Cellar & Bellot, and the guns will shoot 1 inch with ease, 3/4, and I've seen some guns shoot 1/2 inch, and that's not bad for a standard factory rifle. CZ say the gun will shoot sub MOA, which doesn't surprise me because the 223 version certainly did. And the other one, which is it's Norma Bond Strike. It's a lead cord bullet, ballistic tip, and that's the 143 grain bullet. So what they're trying to do here really is copy the ELDX from Hornaday, and that's more of a heavyweight bullet. But the 1-in-7 twist, you might be able to push 150s through this, because there's plenty of heavier 6.5 bullets and plenty of data. Okay, very nice trigger. This is the factory set, say 2.5–3 pounds, I reckon. I might get an Allen key out and twiddle it, but it's got a nice feel, good release, it's crisp, there's no drag. It's a little bit front heavy because the barrel, as you can see, is not sort of standard weight, sporting weight barrel, but you get used to it. And as we see, the accuracy is quite impressive. Price is crazy, as you say, under £1,200 for what is a very good quality and potentially accurate hunting rifle. You can't drop rounds into the top and just close the bolt. You've got to feed the nose of the bullet into the chamber area. Some guns you can just throw it and shut it. This one you can't. That's worth bearing in mind. Really, overall, that's it. It feeds well, shoots well, as we shall now see. Right, starting off with a S&B 131 grain soft point lead core. It averaged 2,684 feet per second, and S&B quote 2,739 feet per second. So probably round about 50 feet difference, which is pretty good for a 22-inch barrel. Standard deviation was a very impressive 7.9 feet per second. Energy, 2,095 foot-pounds, so that makes it nearly 400 foot-pounds over what's required to shoot large animals. And it grouped probably the good side of an inch. So their MOA claim is pretty much there. The S&B 140 grain soft point, exactly the same bullet, just a little bit heavier, averaged 2,610 feet per second. Factory quote is 2,655 feet per second. So again, it's round about 50 feet per second slower, which is not a big problem. Standard deviation was a good impressive 13.2 feet per second. Energy was 2,117 foot-pounds, so definitely a bit more than the 131 grain bullet, and it was grouping pretty much 0.5 inches, which is pretty good. When you think about how cheap this S&B ammo is, and it is significantly cheaper than anything else out there, and it performs so well. And then going up market ammo-wise, got the normal Bond Strike, which is 143 grain lead core boat tail. As I said, it's basically it's an ELDX bullet, with their copy of an ELDX, I should say. Average speed is 2,670 feet per second, and normal quoting 2,740. So it's about 70 feet per second difference. SD is 22.5 feet per second. Energy is very nice, 2,263 foot-pounds, and again, it was shooting almost on half inch. So, yeah, I really like the rifle. It certainly works. So it needs length pull adjustment, and you've got to think about, because of the short length pull at the moment, you've got to think about how you mount the scope. But apart from that, no real complaints. But you know, it's nice to see in this day and age when everything's costing us a bloody fortune that someone can still offer a rifle at a very reasonable price. I really feel, certainly in Creedmoor and different stock options, the CZ600 is going to do very well indeed. Anyway, hope you like what you saw. If you did, tell your friends. Support the website. And as usual, if you want to speak to me about anything, it's pmore.shootingsports@gmail.com. And good and safe shooting, and I'll see you again soon, because I've got some new toys coming in and I'm very excited by one of them.